everybody. I'm not going to be actually talking about a movie this time around. I'm going to actually cover pretty much do a thumbnail sketch of the 6 seasons of the TV show Highlander. I'm going to talk about I'm just going to give a condensed version of each season, and talk about what I liked and disliked about everything, all together in one lump sum. But first, let me preface that with saying what it is originally they were going to have Christopher Lambert, who plays Connor in the movies, Connor McLeod, play in the TV show, and he was like, nope. Nope. I'm not interested in that. That's what Christopher Lambert said. So they ended up making a whole separate character named Duncan McLeod, who's a relative of Connor McLeod, and they based the entire show on Duncan. Duncan was played by Adrian Paul. He, in the first 3 seasons, he actually looked really good. The 4th, 5th, and 6th seasons, it kind of went downhill. I'm like, honey, you looked really good the first 3 seasons. What the heck happened there? The first 3 seasons were just really solid, good TV. The 4th season got kind of iffy. It was like the people that were in the powers that be couldn't decide if they were going to cancel it or if they're going to drag it out for another season. It seemed like they couldn't decide. So it kind of got shaky in the middle of season 4. Season 5, you could tell they were kind of getting sick of doing the TV show. Season 6, I want to be honest with you, season 6, outside of the first 2 episodes, were unnecessary. What they could have done is took the first 2 episodes of season 6, condensed them down into one show, unless they felt like they needed to drag it out for a second episode. And they could have took those 2 episodes and slapped them on the end of season 5 and been good. I just finished watching the end of season 6 tonight, and I gotta tell you, it's been like a Chinese, well, not Chinese fire drill. It's just been like Chinese water torture is what it's been like. I mean, it's just, I'm like, oh my God, is this show ever gonna, it's like you could tell they're winding up to where the fat lady is gonna sing and go home with Elvis. One thing, and I want to talk about 6 here for a second. Season 6, you can tell they were they just threw it together. Because, like I said, the first 2 episodes pretty well explain some things from the end of season 5, and that's the only 2 shows I really needed, to be completely honest with you. Other than that, the rest of the season was a throwaway. And besides, when they were doing season 6, Adrian Paul was actually making in-game with Christopher Lambert for a movie. So Christopher Lambert is only in that first episode of season 1. And you don't see him after that, but they talk about him periodically. And in fact, in season 6, Adrian Paul accidentally calls him Con-In instead of Connor. I caught the mistake. I was like, he screwed that up. He knows better. I'm like, dude. Whatever. But, it was funny. I was like, how can you, after 6 seasons, screw that up? Duh. I did, and this is weird, I did see one of the episodes from season 6 years and years ago, I guess, when it was on the air the first time. And I didn't care for it then. And of course, 20-some years later, 25 years later, I actually see the first episodes on Amazon Prime, which, by the way, I really recommend Amazon Prime because that's where they play most stuff. 90% of stuff on there. If you have, Prime, it's worth getting because you can see stuff like that on your TV. Oh, sorry, I all of a sudden got the sleepies. But yeah, anyway, though, the first 3 seasons, like I said, were solid stuff. There happened to be a character on the show that was there pretty much clear from season 1 to the end of season 5, was another immortal named Richie Ryan. He became immortal, I think, like in season 3 maybe. Either like at the end of season 2, beginning of season 3, or like right towards, like right around season 3. Oh, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm all of a sudden getting sleepy. But anyway, it's like I felt bad for him because, he was like an orphan and living on the streets, and then, Duncan actually pulls him off the street and, gives him a job and gives him something to do and gives him a place to go and things to do and keeps him busy. And then, he turns out to be an immortal because he gets killed the same night that Tessa, Duncan's mortal girlfriend, gets killed. And he was like, well, I knew you were immortal. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. But yeah, it's like, if I'd been running the show, I would have definitely been like, you know what? Sorry, that was an itch. I'd have been like, you know something? We're going to take those 2 episodes from the beginning of 6 and slap them on the end of 5 and call it a day. Because for some reason they felt like, and I think this is why they did a 6th season, was just to do those 2 episodes mainly. Because they kind of whipped the horse dead in the first episode of season 6. And then they kind of they figured it out in the 2nd episode, and then they pretty much explained everything down and tied it all up for the most part. But I'm like, why drag it out over 2 episodes? You could have said what you needed to say and condense it down to 1 episode. I almost went, sorry, wrong finger. But yeah, they could have condensed it down to 1 episode unless there was something major going on that they needed, like a background story or something. Excuse me, it was going to take a couple minutes to explain or something. But they didn't do that. But I was like, seriously, like they just dragged it out unnecessarily, and because I guess they were grasping at straws and wanted to kind of, elongate it a little bit and, make sure it had like enough substance to the story or whatever. But I'm like, okay, whatever. If you get this to watch, make sure you get at least the first 3 seasons and then just pretty much forget season 6. Watch season 4 and 5, but mainly focus on seasons 1, 2, and 3 because it is solid. Alright? Anyway, I'm getting to the point now where I'm mentally dull as a spoon. So, y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.